Now, let's get you some more insight into the Kazakhstan conference now. We're joined in the studio by the co-chair of the Kazakh-British Trade and Industry Council. He's also a former Lord Mayor of the City of London, John Stuttard. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
We were just hearing that a lot of these companies are trying to, I guess, modernize themselves and become more appealing to foreign investors. I guess the main question is they have a lot of natural resources, but it's still a country that has a lot of issues with corporate governance. What will it take for investors to feel confident they can invest in it?
Well, you know, Kazakhstan was part of the Soviet Union for a very long time, a command-control structure with all the assets being owned by the state. And as you move towards a market economy, which they've done very satisfactorily over the last 20 years, there are all sorts of issues that you have to face and deal with. Education is one of them, and they've done a fantastic job in that area, educating their young people and training them as professionals. And then there's the infrastructure, which has to be built around it, the institutions, so the rule of law, contract law, regulatory environment for a market economy. And corporate governance is one of those. Now,
how long will it take, really, for an investor? When can you come, back on the program and tell me, actually, now it's completely safe for investors to invest in the country? Are we talking 4 or 5 years down the line, or is it going to take a decade?
Well, it's happening already, and many investors, Shell, BG, for example, have invested a huge amount of money in the country already. We have some of our British banks, HSBC, Barclays Capital, RBS. We have all the big 4 accounting firms there, actively engaged in IPOs, and of course the London Stock Exchange has more Kazakh companies listed on it than any other stock exchange in the world. So it's already happening. But of course from time to time we hear of corporate governance issues, and not just in Kazakhstan. We had
in Russia as well.
And in the UK. We had a rogue trader just 1 month ago who lost £2 billion. And so these areas of corporate governance and risk management are universal problems. And Kazakhstan, the ministers, the president, fully understands this, and they have a real program in order to improve corporate governance, improve risk management, and improve the rule of law.
And this are serious steps being taken. I mean, if you compare it to Russia, because a lot of our viewers actually won't know much about Kazakhstan, apart from the fact that they have a lot of natural resources and a lot of gas. What is the one thing that actually will make it, I guess, a more democratic country, or again, just easier for investors to feel safe in? We also have these concerns about Russia, especially with Putin coming up for election in just the next couple of months.
Yes, well, Kazakhstan is not Russia. It's a very different story. And the efforts they're making in the area of corporate governance are very commendable. There are a number of conferences on the subject. I myself spoke on a training program to the Sovereign Wealth Fund, Samruk Kazina, to the heads of corporate governance in each of the companies. So they're taking it very, very seriously indeed. And as I mentioned, the world generally still needs to improve its corporate governance and its risk management.
In general, of course.
In general, we're all working
and we're
on
also
this
seeing, for Greece, we also have concerns about, the deficit sold in there. I was just wondering how much of an impact a EU debt crisis, if not handled correctly, coupled with a possible recession globally, will impact a country like Kazakhstan.
Well, it impacts tremendously because of the availability of resources. Having said that, of course, it's the commodity prices which most influence Kazakhstan's economy at the present point in time. It's very rich in oil and gas, nickel, zinc, copper, uranium, and so if commodity prices come off, then its economy will suffer. So Kazakhstan, the last thing it wants is a global recession. But somehow I don't think we're going to get one. If you look at what's happening in the corporate world at the present point in time, profits are up, dividend yields are up tremendously. PE ratios are quite low at the moment. London Stock Exchange, only a PE of 8. All it needs is for Mr. Sarkozy and Mrs. Merkel to get themselves together, get their act together, and sort out the politics within Europe, and then I think we'll see better times ahead.
No easy task. We're not going to get anything in the next couple of weeks, are we?
Well, I hope so, because it'll be a big failure if they don't achieve it.